How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome to the first update video of the year, which is also the first video of the year. So happy new year and all that, but I gotta say, guys, this update video and truly the start of this year is not on a good note. It is, I guess some may say, not on a great note or even just a bad note. It could be worse, though. I will mention that this is not the most terrible news or information to really start off the year, or just to have in general. But there are some things that I need to talk to you guys about. And truthfully, there was something else I wanted to discuss that I was going to make an update video about November, December, but I didn't want to, I guess. I was going to, but I guess eventually something clicked and I was like, maybe later. That will be the second half of this video, what I was originally going to bring up first. But something has kind of come up, and I feel like you guys should know. It's something I've been talking about on my Discord server. It is something that you all deserve to know, and what my plans may end up being, because honestly, I'm still kind of winging it here. So let us back up a little bit to the middle of December. Boss War. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him, but he records similar content to me, except he's a little bit more hardcore. He really goes ham when it comes to visual novel Let's Plays. Some may say that he's even the OG, but even if he's not the OG, he's still the one to go to. He has the commentary and he's got the visual novels. And you just, you mix them together and you have a lot of content. He is there. He is up there. He has also, unfortunately, been the target of channel strike downs in the past for now a variety of reasons. And I've heard of each and every one, or at least I feel like I have. If anything, maybe one too many. Fortunately, Boss War, as of right now, does have his channel back. But you're probably wondering whether you know about him or not. If you do know about him, you probably know how he lost his channel. But to give you the TLDR, his Chrono Clock playthrough got massively struck down, legitimately. So therefore, by the company that is behind Chrono Clock, a visual novel. Some of you hopefully may have heard of it. It is apparently a very reputable one. It is by Purple Software. Now, if you've been keeping up on my channel, I am also recording something by Purple Software, Amatsutsumi. So, apparently, the parent company of Purple Software struck down multiple of his Chrono Clock videos, and he has seemingly fought through hell for the last half of December to get his channel back. On Christmas Eve, he tweeted out a twitlonger. It says here that he has spoken to Purple Software and Sekai Project in regards to his channel being removed. They all discussed the option of my channel being restored, along with some of the video content, in this case Chrono Clock, being included in the restoration. This would be both in accordance with Japanese law and in consensus with Purple Software. So, what has happened here? Apparently, Purple Software does not want their stuff on YouTube in its entirety. This kind of becomes a little bit of a weird one because some, like me, may argue fair use. Where is the fair use? We're commentating on a game while we record it. Everybody does it. There's thousands and thousands of Let's Plays of games out there. The problem is that what Bosscore and I are doing are recording visual novels. There's usually one straight path from beginning to end, no variation. The only variation that you can really throw in there are maybe the way that you choose your choices, therefore affecting which paths you go down in a game first, but eventually you go through them all and you get the same ending at the end. The only big difference is our commentary. What we say, how we react, this and that throughout a visual novel. You have to argue, is that enough for fair use? And another problem here, and this is where I say that I'm not Saul Goodman. I have absolutely zero legal knowledge. Japanese law was actually brought up here by Boss War in his twitlonger, saying that is something to consider here. So if they say that they do not want their game in video form in whatever which way on YouTube or anywhere, do we have to comply? I don't know. YouTube is a US company, and I have no idea what Japanese law even begins to state. There's a lot to it. But as the twitlonger said, Boss War did come to an agreement in order to get his channel back, and I believe his Chrono Clock playthrough has been removed by him as part of an agreement. So what does this mean for other Purple Software titles? I became a little scared, I guess you could say, nervous because, well, one, I don't want this to happen to me. I'm gonna be selfish here, but also I don't want this to happen to anybody else. There are some other playthroughs of Chrono Clock on YouTube and playthroughs of other Purple Software visual novels, including mine, Amatsutsumi. It's currently ongoing. We're just barely past the halfway point. But what does this mean? What does this mean? So I began to reach out to whoever the hell I think I could reach out to in order to get some information. I went to Sekai Project, and they have been the absolutely worst people to go to because I have gotten no answers. Their support page basically says it's up to the IP holder / developer on, the guidelines with whatever they want to go for streaming, recording, whatever. They would not tell me anything else because they don't know anything else. And when I asked for getting in contact with somebody from Purple Software, well, then I immediately got ghosted. So that one sucked. So my next step was to actually go to the Purple Software website, which was a bit of an adventure because you load it up. I have absolutely no knowledge of Japanese. I can't even begin to understand anything I saw on the screen when I entered their website, but I will say that there was a lot of not safe for work material, so if you do decide to go to their website, be warned of that. I eventually found their support page or their contact page. I went in and I made a ticket. I don't even remember what I said. I think I actually put in 2 tickets because I hadn't heard back from them for almost a week, but I eventually got a message back and they said, "Dear Michael, thank you for your continued support, Purple Software Support. We apologize for the delay in responding. I would like to respond to your inquiry regarding our YouTube distribution policy. The policy for distribution of Purple Software's works is distribution is allowed up to the range of the playable trial version. If you follow the terms and conditions of the distribution site and do not slander or defame third parties, there will be no problem with your live streaming on the distribution site. We hope that you enjoy the streaming service." So a lot of this doesn't really make sense. I feel like there's some things lost in translation maybe, but what you can really pick up here is that they're saying that you cannot record and upload or stream or whatever onto any platform past the trial version, which, by the way, I don't even think a trial version is accessible for me or anybody else here in the West unless we know Japanese. So what point is that in any of the games that we decide to commentate on? And also, terms and conditions of the distribution site, I'm assuming YouTube. In that case, here comes US law. So I'm not really sure where some discrepancy may come up if there really is any. But anyways, I decided to respond back. I said, "Thank you for your response. However, I would like to discuss this further. If someone were to record past the quote-unquote playable trial version, but followed fair use, what would happen? Could I be put in contact with someone I can discuss this with?" I think I was actually put into contact with somebody different here because this message read a little differently. It said, "Dear Michael, thank you for contacting us. We are writing in response to your question, is it possible to distribute a range beyond the demo version in accordance with fair use? Regarding the above question, we do not permit it. Fair use is based on US law, and there is no applicable provision in Japanese law that covers our products. However, in consideration of the uproar on YouTube, we are planning to produce and publish Purple Software's distribution privacy policy in January next year. If you can wait, please check it out." Now, a lot of that may sound terrible, which in my opinion, at first it did. But reading it again, they are going to produce and publish a distribution policy. I don't know if that means they're going to change stuff around, make it easier to understand. I am not really sure. But this is also where that contradictory is. If we're following YouTube stuff, fair use is on our side. If we're following only their stuff, then Japanese law is also there. So it kind of becomes a little confusing as to what is okay. But remember what I brought up earlier. We're recording visual novels and adding our commentary and reactions on top, going at our own pace as well. Is it fair use, what we're doing in the first place? Some may argue yes, some may argue no. Obviously, I'm going to argue yes, but I can understand the argument otherwise. I responded to this saying, "I appreciate the information. I hope that there is at least good fairness in allowing creators to share their experiences through Purple Software products, and I look forward to this information." Obviously, if they go out there and say that, "Hey, if you record past this point, we're going to take down your videos," they're not just going to claim them, they're going to take them down. And I think that basically means goodbye channel, because I have a lot of videos probably past whatever their trial point ends with Amatsutsumi. So this means that very, very, very soon, I don't know how soon, but very soon, I am going to completely remove my Amatsutsumi playthrough from the channel. And that honestly sucks, because I have sat down and have poured many, many personal hours into recording Amatsutsumi, being totally focused, awake, adding commentary where I can, and all of that. Obviously, my reactions have never been over the top. They're definitely not on the level that you'd find of other Let's Players, but I try to add whatever I can whenever I'm playing, and my thoughts on the game as I play through it. It's the only way I know how. I'm not talented, you know? What I'm getting at is that it just truly sucks that after all that time, I will have nothing to show for what I've been sitting down here and, doing for the channel. The content that I've been putting out for you guys as I've been recording it. And when I record these visual novels, I'm not recording them thinking distribution of the game in video format. If you've played the game or gone through these games before, you can see what I think of different parts, how I've reacted to different things. And if you guys have never heard of these before and you watch some videos, my intent is always for you guys to consider purchasing the product. You obviously can go through with me the entire adventure, never having purchased the product, but in the end, I hope you do so that you can go back on your own pace. My pace is slow. I'm doing a lot of rambling here and there. In my opinion, it is not the way to experience a visual novel. And that is why I always think people should go back through on their own time, whether in the beginning or after they've gone through with me. It's honestly what I think. Never the intention for my videos to be an alternative to the actual product. That is what I strongly, strongly believe. However, I don't think that would hold up in any court, so I'd at least would like to state my feelings on that, which is why I did. So, yeah. Amatsutsumi playthrough may go away before my channel goes away. It's a pick and choose situation, and if I have to choose, the playthrough has to go bye-bye. I don't know if I will consider other methods of maybe letting supporters, patrons, and such, have my videos in the full quality, because I still have all of them on my hard drive, so I would just have to figure out how I would like to, how to get them to everybody, but even then, I don't even know if that's allowed. There is also that. I guess we'll have to wait and see. There is a small bit of optimism that you all may have from that last statement from Purple Software here, because they may actually change things around. They may give some leeway to some YouTubers. Maybe say like, hey, if you're adding commentary, it's okay to go past. Or if you're doing a review, it's okay to go past. We'll have to wait and see, and I'll have to figure out what my options could be at that point. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Good or bad. I'd at least like to know what you guys are thinking. This is obviously a complicated situation. I've never had to go through anything like this, but I want to entertain you guys, and I will do whatever it takes to continue to do so. And that means I got to have a YouTube channel. So again, if it does come to it, goodbye Amatsutsumi playthrough, because, it sucks what Boss War had to go through for like the third fucking time in a year, and I do not wish that upon anybody else. Believe it or not, a few years ago, I stupidly got my YouTube channel taken down, and I was able to get it back. I was seemingly given a second chance thanks to Jesus or whoever is running the show up there, And I try not to take it for granted. And I guess that's a good leeway into my second thing I'd like to bring up here. I've recorded a lot of things. I've uploaded a lot of stuff over the years. There is many playthroughs and many games that I have touched here for the channel. Almost a decade worth of content is here, or it has taken a decade almost to get to this point with a lot of games and such here. There's actually a little guide that I made, like a spreadsheet on Google Sheets that you can check out through my Discord server, which lists everything that I've recorded. And that includes stuff that I've recently had to unlist. So I have come to the decision of unlisting some of my older playthroughs, so stuff I recorded like 2014, 15, and 16-ish that I felt like don't represent who I am today. I've grown a lot, and since I had started this channel, I have quite literally become an adult and graduated high school, college, and university. I've come through many steps of life here with the channel, and therefore I've also changed in the earlier years of the channel. And I felt like a lot of the earlier stuff I recorded just don't represent who I am today. So I've decided to unlist them. There are some videos that I've fully privated or deleted because I just did not want them on the platform anymore. So I think my 1000th video is no longer my 1000th video, but that's okay. The point is that there are some playthroughs and such that have been unlisted. You can still check them out through that guide I just mentioned. They're there, just not publicly accessible. And it's not that I'm trying to hide them away or anything. Like I said, there you can quite literally get a link from the guide. It's just that I don't want them to be publicly available anymore because they don't really represent who I am. If you want to watch older videos from me of stuff that you probably do not give a shit about, you absolutely can. And there's another part to this. There are many videos in quite a few playthroughs that I've done of visual novels that I did a terrible job of censoring, cutting stuff out, this and that. I have unfortunately come up with a couple removals. I think most recently, actually now twice in a row, was Wonderful Everyday. You know, it sucks having to deal with older videos being removed because I have like not necessarily OCD, but it bothers me that there's a literal episode in the bunch missing, and that kind of sucks. But I've filled in the gaps in whatever which way, and all of that is good. But having to deal with a video being removed for, years later, YouTube decides, oh, now that breaks a rule and the appeal is denied. It sucks that there is now a gap. So I've gone back through a lot of my videos, and I mean more than 100, probably close to 200, and that number will continue to rise. And I have personally crippled a lot of my videos. I have used YouTube's blurring tool along with cutting portions of videos out. Videos that were like a half hour long have become like 15 minutes long or even 11 minutes. They have been greatly crippled, but I felt like it was something necessary because, as I was saying earlier, I want there to be a channel for you guys to watch stuff on. But if I don't make the right choices, the channel goes bye-bye and I can't entertain you guys anymore with whatever I end up recording. It was a tough decision to make, but I feel like the right one. And on the screen, I'll list all the playthroughs that I have decided to unlist, but I have no way of knowing what exactly I went back through and crippled the shit out of in terms of playthroughs and videos that I felt like needed to have more censorship just to be on the safer side. And plus, I'm not done yet. There's going to be more that I'm going to go back and do the same thing with. Now, none of that is recent videos that I've recorded, not even close, because I've really stepped up how I'm censoring, what I'm cutting out. Like, I'm cutting out a lot personally, but at least I'm doing that while I'm editing and not in the future. So there's really no issues with recent videos, like in the last couple or so years. But beyond that, there may be some crippling to do. So the process will keep on going. And I'm sure if you go back and watch something like Risaya or Wonderful Everyday, you'll probably come across some of the crippling that I've done. I'm sorry if I'm using that term and it's like not appropriate, but it's the only thing I can think of. I am purposely damaging my videos to make sure that YouTube doesn't get back at me for something. But with that, I think that is everything I need to bring up. I think I have addressed, one, the elephant in the room that needed to be addressed, and two, what I meant to bring up before the end of 2022. Again, not really the greatest note to start off the year, but again, I want there to be a YouTube channel where I can upload stuff. I don't want it to disappear for either being struck down by a company or YouTube giving me the unholy hand of God and they smite me down or something. I don't know. I want to avoid trouble, and there's probably better precautions I could take on the whole Purple Software thing, but I'll push my luck as much as I can, and I will await to see what Purple Software has to say on all of that. So thank you all for watching this update video, a little longer than I'd want it to be. I have no plans set for what I will do based on Purple Software's response, other than if I'm not allowed to do my Amatsutsumi, then I guess goodbye Amatsutsumi. But in terms of plans for everything else on the channel, right now I'm kind of winging it. I don't really really have any like playthrough plans. I mean, I'm recording Amatsutsumi. I'm waiting on Chaos Head's Committee of Zero patch. I just finished Amori. I'm slowly but surely getting back into Corpse Party with my friends, and Lamination will probably come back because I'm running out of shit to record at this point. There is a lot that I could be working on right now, but I'm kind of just winging it with videos. There's really not much else I can say in plans. Oh, and my Higurashi video is still coming along, so that'll definitely come out here in January. But that's all I got to say. Thank you all for the continued support. Happy New Year. Hope you all had a happy holiday. Let's see if we can ride the upward wave towards success and good luck and whatever else. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy.